A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant development amid ongoing tensions, Hamas has announced that it will return the bodies of 4 deceased Israeli hostages on Thursday. This exchange is contingent upon Israel's agreement to release hundreds of Palestinian prisoners, marking a pivotal moment just days before the current phase of the ceasefire between the two parties is set to expire. The announcement comes against a backdrop of heightened scrutiny regarding the treatment of hostages during their release and the broader implications for peace negotiations in the region. According to Hamas spokesman Abdul Latif Al-Qanu, the group is prepared to hand over the bodies of 4 Israelis as part of the agreement, which also includes the release of an unspecified number of women and minors detained since the onset of the conflict on October 7, 2023. This date marks the beginning of hostilities that have resulted in significant casualties on both sides, with Israel's military offensive leading to over 48,000 Palestinian deaths, according to health officials in the region. The Israeli government has been cautious in its response to Hamas's announcement, with an official confirming that the bodies are expected to be returned but withholding further details due to the sensitive nature of the negotiations. The ongoing deadlock over prisoner exchanges has threatened to unravel the ceasefire, prompting concerns from international observers and mediators. The ceasefire, brokered by the United States, Egypt, and Qatar, was initially intended to halt 15 months of intense fighting following the October attack, which resulted in the deaths of approximately 1,200 individuals in Israel. As negotiations for a second phase of the ceasefire loom, the urgency of resolving the hostage situation has become increasingly apparent. The first phase of the ceasefire has seen Hamas return 33 hostages, including 8 bodies, in exchange for nearly 2,000 Palestinian prisoners. However, the latest developments have raised questions about the adequacy of the terms agreed upon by both sides. Israeli officials have expressed concerns regarding the treatment of hostages during their release, particularly in light of previous public ceremonies organized by Hamas that have been described as humiliating. The release of the bodies is expected to occur without the fanfare associated with past events, reflecting the growing sensitivity surrounding these exchanges. Meanwhile, a convoy from the Red Cross has been seen transporting released Palestinian detainees from Israel's Ofer prison, where families and friends eagerly awaited their return. This exchange includes 445 men and 24 women and minors, with many of those released having been detained since the onset of the conflict. As the deadline for the ceasefire approaches, the stakes continue to rise, with both sides under pressure to fulfill their obligations. The families of the deceased hostages, including Tsachi Edan, whose daughter was killed during the initial attack, are grappling with the emotional toll of the ongoing conflict. The return of the bodies is a bittersweet moment for many, as it brings closure to some families while leaving others still waiting for the safe return of their loved ones. The humanitarian situation in Gaza remains dire, with many residents living in temporary shelters and facing harsh winter conditions. Reports indicate that infants have succumbed to hypothermia amid the ongoing crisis, underscoring the urgent need for humanitarian aid and support. As the world watches closely, the upcoming days will be critical in determining the future of peace negotiations and the potential for a lasting resolution to the conflict. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.